Hello warriors, this is Miriam Masip, Commander Mimi, and today I'm going to give you the 4 ways, the only 4 ways to cope with stress. But before I can give you those steps, I need to explain to you what really is stress and how does it get triggered so I can give you the 4 ways to cope with it. So first, what is stress? Stress is just a bodily reaction to the perception that you are under threat. Now, to dig more into that, I want to give you an example of the immune system. What are allergies? And who's the bad guy? Well, you may think the bad guy is the peanuts, the bee sting, it's all that which is causing the allergies, but that's not true. Some people have an overreaction to those allergens, and that's when our life could be in danger and we get all crazy. So what do we do to help that? We usually take immunosuppressors or medicine that help a response calm down, and that way we can breathe. This stress reaction works in a very similar way. The more we are stressed, for most people, the harder it is to be able to cope with it. And why is that? That's because the stress response is designed for you to fight or to run away. It's designed for survival, because before it was really important to be able to run away from that tiger. And the way the body does it, the bodily reaction is our heart starts racing. We need more oxygen, so we breathe a lot more. We need more glucose, so the liver releases a lot of glucose into the blood. And the big muscles need a lot more blood, so we're going to vasodilate around the big muscles, the legs, the arms, everything. And therefore we're going to need some vasoconstriction in other organs that are not as necessary for when you're trying to run away from the tiger, like the digestive system. And also we need to not think about the pain, so we're going to release a bunch of endorphins that are the natural painkillers to just be more focused into surviving. So we're going to have that ability of the senses and everything to be able to survive and be focused. But even though you can focus on those survival instincts, on running away, you lose the ability to focus in everything that requires creative thinking and problem solving and all those type of thoughts, more elaborate thoughts. So that's why it's a little harder to cope in modern situations when we feel stressed out. The other issue is that some emotions are intensified. So fear and anger, what do we need to fight or escape? We need to feel anger, and you feel it a lot more, so you can fall into emotional reasoning and think like, oh, I'm actually angry, I'm gonna get it out yelling, when that usually is not the best response, or the response that is going to lead you to solve the situation that you're in the modern day world. So if your boss frowns or your partner gets upset or it says a comment, is it going to be good for you, or is it going to solve to attack or to escape? Probably not. That's why we need to do the same as we do with the immune response. We need to calm the immune system, so we need to calm down the stress response. How do we do that? Now that I explained to you what is stress, now how does it get triggered? So it's usually a 3-step situation. First, we have the situation. So your partner frowned at you. Then we have the appraisal. So that's when we perceive the situation and we realize, is he mad at me? Is he trying to scare me? Is he whatever? We appraise it. And then we have the response, the stress response. But I want you to notice how, the same as it is in the immune system, in the modern world, the situation is not what's going to cause the stress response. To stick to the same example, if your partner frowned, which is the situation, and you didn't notice that he frowned, then you wouldn't even feel it, you wouldn't even notice, you wouldn't even care. So it's not the situation, it's how you perceive it. Is that really a threat? Is he trying to, what's going on? So this is what we got to work on. And also, yes, yes, the response. Some people are born with a little bit more of an innate highlighted response to stress. If their mothers were stressed out during pregnancy, their brains wire a little bit to be more sensitive to these stress hormones. And as you know, there are some people that like the world can be ending and they're so chilled. That's because they have a little bit of a resistance, or they're less triggered by the stress responses. So how can we help this? Yes, there's some that is inborn, but a lot of it is lifestyle factors. So there's a lot of that you can do with your lifestyle. And that's where I'm going. Now, the 4 ways to cope with stress is, first, change your lifestyle. There's a lot of things that you can do to just be able to be more relaxed and be able to channel stress in more positive ways. Now, the second step, and I really recommend that you do all of the steps, all of the ways. The second way to deal with it is to deal with the bodily response, and this is by engaging into relaxing techniques and breathing techniques and all this that will calm down that bodily response. The third way is to reevaluate your appraisal. So once you appraise something as threatening, you can take a second, do the second step, which is breathe and relax, and then reappraise it. Is this really threatening my persona, my work? Is this really threatening me, or I'm just perceiving things differently? And usually that will calm down the stress response. And finally, dealing with the situation, confronting the situation, the person, or whatever that's going on with assertive techniques. So not just attacking, which usually will not help, but actually being assertive. Is this what you meant? Why are you frowning? Did I do something? Did I say something? And all these techniques that you are going to learn in my channel. Share it with someone that you think this might help them. Thank you so much. Lots of love. Bye bye.